Hello my friends, and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 random run, where we take a random character, random weapon, and try to beat Danger 5 with it. Hope you're all doing well. Let's see what the game has for me today. We've got the Brawler. Okay, this is one of the characters I was most afraid of, because we've done Brawler with fists, we've done Brawler with claws, so while this is normally an easy character, we're playing Brawler with hands. This is going to be a brutally difficult run because we won't be able to kill anything with this weapon. We're going to have to make the best of this. It does 1 damage a shot, so I think what we're going to do here is completely ignore economy stats and focus, which we'll get from the hands anyways, and focus entirely on finding melee damage in order to allow our weapon to actually kill stuff. Even if I get a +2 melee upgrade here, yeah, so normally I'd take the harvesting, but we're going to take 2 melee damage. This will double the damage that our hands are doing, so it's a significant increase to our damage output. Let's go ahead and recycle the fist here. We'll buy a hand. Defective steroids, I'm going to take, have the bonus attack speed anyways, so we do get 50% attack speed with the hands, and we do want max HP and melee damage. And then we will take a hand, we'll roll. The advantage that we have is we'll have high harvesting, because we're using hands, which are a support weapon that also gives us more damage, or more harvesting, and we will have the additional dodge from playing the Brawler, and the additional dodge from the unarmed weapon tag. So at least we have a head start on defensive stats and economy stats. We just need to get some damage so that we can actually ever kill anything. Keep rolling here, and we'll lock another hand, and Goat Skull is probably good enough. We don't care about crit, because hands only crit for 1.5 anyways. So this wave is going to be rough. Maybe next wave, though, we will have the damage to kill the occasional enemy. One thing that's important is that trees, even though we only do 2 damage a shot, there is a pity rule for trees, where if you hit them 8 times, they die regardless of how much damage you did to them. That's going to be very, very important for this character specifically. We're actually ahead on income compared to where we would be on a normal character. Baby Squid, an amazing find. This is going to help us with healing, which we will obviously need very badly. And getting it this early means that we are going to solve our regeneration problems quite quickly, provided that I can find enough in the way of levels in order to make that regen up. This is a very difficult choice, so I badly need melee damage. We need to buy as much flat melee damage as we can so that our weapons hit stuff, but 2 armor, of course, is also an incredible find. I think I can't afford to take the 2 armor here. I think we just have to roll for damage, so I'm going to take 2 melee damage, and then we will roll again. Okay, I'll take 2 armor here because the rerolls are getting really expensive. So that ended up not working out great because I could have taken the 2 armor and then taken 2 melee damage, spent less on rerolling, but at least we did manage to get some stats, and our hands are up to 3 damage a shot. Roll here, and we'll roll again. We'll buy another hand. Now, this is another interesting question. We've got our hands maxed out. Leveling them just gives me additional harvesting, which obviously is great. Harvesting is very important. But maybe I'm supposed to buy, like, the Goat Skull here to just increase our damage output so that we can actually kill stuff next wave. Normally, hand is a weapon that you really, really want to level. But for this character, maybe we actually are focusing not on leveling our weapons, but instead on boosting our damage output. I think that does make sense. So I'm going to take the Goat Skull, we're going to reroll here, we'll lock a tree, and then we're going to go to wave 3. So, because 4 damage a shot is so much more in terms of being able to actually ever kill things. The other problem that we have is that we've got knockback, right? Because hands have really high base knockback. So it's very difficult for us to kill enemies because we're pushing them away from us. This is yet another situation where you can see why I think that knockback is typically a disadvantage more than it is an advantage, because focusing damage on specific enemies is impossible. And because of that, we are struggling to actually ever kill anything. I will take the feather. We've got 30% dodge already. Yes, losing XP gain is bad for the character, but The dodge is super important, so we're going to take that. And then here I'm going to roll again. I'm looking for melee damage. Melee damage. Yep, we'll take the +2. Do I take 6% dodge here? Or do I roll? Because this is a guaranteed level 2 upgrade, so I could get 4 damage. Or I could just take 6 dodge and get to dodge cap much sooner. I think I am going to roll. Attack speed, % damage, both useful as well. Max HP also useful. I think for this character, I'm going to just take the attack speed. Yes, we currently have plus 50%, though we had reduced it a little bit and are reducing it further. But the attack speed, I think, is still going to be helpful to keep us from taking too many hits. I will still buy this hand in order to increase our harvesting. It doesn't, as you can see, go up in base damage or attack speed or any other stats. It's just increasing the harvesting. So we're basically spending 16 on 3 harvesting, but that's not a bad ratio. So I will buy that. I'll buy the Scar. I'll take Peaceful Bee as well. It does hurt, of course, to reduce our melee damage, but the 4 dodge and 4 harvesting are both very relevant for this character. So our weapons do 6 damage a pop, which is enough that we are still able to kill some enemies here. These guys are immune to knockback, so they're easier to focus down, the ranged enemies. Again, the 8-hit pity rule really coming into play for this character. We're making okay money these waves with the combination of the enemies that we can kill plus our high harvesting. So I'd say we're in not terrible shape. We're not in great shape either, but we can maybe make this work. I'm gonna take 10 more attack speed, I think. I just want to focus entirely on damage, though we will still buy the Peaceful Bee. Roll here. Jerky is great for healing, so we will take that. Claw Tree I'll pick up as well. It does cost me a max HP, and the crit chance isn't that important, but it's still nice for the character, and then I'm going to do a reroll, and we'll buy another hand. Fertilizer. I've got 1 damage from the Claw Tree, so that will offset the Fertilizer damage penalty, so I think we can afford the Fertilizer. This wave I'm going to, again, just roll for flat melee damage. The baby squid early helps so much because we've got our HP is poor, so I need to upgrade my max HP, but we've got 2 armor and almost 40 dodge already. So having just some regeneration does make this character much harder to kill. Toxic Sludge we're recycling. I could just take 3 regen here, but I'm going to take 2 melee damage, and then we'll take 12% damage. So this will increase our damage output. We're up to 8 damage a shot. And then I can take all of these. Let's do a reroll. I will keep upgrading these hands for the harvesting, though I probably won't upgrade them past level 2. We'll take a head injury, and then I'll do another reroll. And Little Muscly Dude is perfect. We need max HP. We need melee damage. So that's exactly the item we were looking for. Next wave is where things, I think, are going to get kind of tricky, because we will obviously not have the damage to kill the big slashers, and the healers are going to stop us because we have knockback. It's going to be very difficult for us to kill enemies when they're being healed, because we'll push them away and stop damaging them, and then they'll get healed. I believe there's no chance we kill this loot alien. Maybe if I can bully it into a corner and focus damage on it. So I'm going to give it a try, because we're hitting other stuff anyways, so maybe we can get it. Nice. Alright, our damage isn't as horrible as I thought it would be, just because the attack speed's really good. I'll take a Scared Sausage here as well. This is sort of like +1 damage on all of our weapons. We're not going to build elemental damage for this, but it can work with Ice Cube, and it only costs 11. We're having to kill stuff slowly over time anyways, so the additional scared sausage damage will come up sometimes. I will just take attack speed over the flat damage there, and then I could take dodge or max HP, but I'm rolling for melee damage. That's perfect. So now we're up to 12 damage a shot. We can pick up Little Muscly Dude and Hedgehog, and we can take the weird food. Yes, it cost me dodge, but it's still a huge amount of regeneration. Then I will take a Broken Mouth as well. Going down to 5 regen, which isn't great, but up to 30 max HP, so we're in much better shape now. 14 damage a shot on these hands is really not bad. We were able to kill that healer. Then can I kill the egg? No, 2 eggs at once in the beginning of the wave. Game's out to get me. Let's go kill this egg before it hatches. Okay, we actually managed to kill that slasher. So our damage, because of our super high attack speed when playing the Brawler, is really not as bad as I had feared. I will say the early baby squid is a big chunk of why this run is going pretty well, because that meant that we didn't have to spend anything on regeneration, and we are able to heal through a lot of this incoming damage. Let's go kill this tree before the end of the wave. Yeah, and we're making decent money still. I'll take the percent damage, of course, and then here, I'm going to reroll this. 10 luck wouldn't be bad, but we just continuously have to buy damage, so we'll take more attack speed there. Spicy sauce. This is another way to deal damage that doesn't involve our hands having to kill stuff, and it gives me HP, which we need, so we'll take that. Alloy, I won't take. This is more melee damage, more crit chance, but losing 6 dodge when we're building dodge is too painful. Baby Gecko, this character is rarely going to leave materials on the ground, and I don't think we can afford to spend money on things that don't help, so I'm going to pass on the Gecko. I will take the hand, and we'll take Ice Cube, because we have the Scared Sausage, so that will help our damage output. And then we're going to roll here, and we will buy another hand, and lock a coffee. Alien Worm, I've got 5 consumable healing, so I will take the Alien Worm just to boost our regen, and then we're going to go to wave 8. So, main thing I need now is, I would say, armor and dodge. Obviously, more damage is going to be really important still. Oops. Walked into that attack. Which there was definitely no reason to. This is going to be a very difficult wave for us. We just, our damage is low, and we can't focus damage on specific enemies because of our knockback and everything. So, it's very hard for us to kill these chargers. I do want to kill that curse alien, but I don't think it's worth spending the effort focusing on it. I'd rather focus on making some money this wave, which means running through that big group of enemies nearer to the end of the wave to try to reduce their health. I think I could have played that wave a lot better in terms of my movement and made like 30 more materials, but at least we survived. I'm going to recycle the snake here, and I will take 8% more damage. And then we'll take a Scar. We'll take a Coffee. I'm going to roll Lucky Charm. Wow, this is a really interesting shop. So the lure, of course, we will have trouble killing the loot aliens, but it's still great if we do that. Lucky Charm costs me 2 melee damage, very painful, but 30 luck is amazing, obviously. Weird Ghost, we do have 9 regen and great consumable heal, so Weird Ghost we can probably support. I think what I'm going to do is buy the Lucky Charm and lock the other 3 items. I don't feel like we need the 2 extra melee damage this next wave, because it's wave 9, so 15 damage in attack should be enough. And the extra luck, I think, will matter more than the other stats. I also don't know that we're going to be able to kill the loot aliens this wave, because there's just so much health on the field on wave 9. Wave 10, it feels more likely to me that we'll be able to kill those. Just less stuff to dodge. And then we can focus on building damage this wave to make it easier to kill, like with our level ups and stuff, to make it easier to kill the loot aliens next wave. So I'm going to roll for flat melee damage again with my level up here. If I'm lucky, I'll hit level 15. Okay, we did get a loot alien anyways, which maybe we can still kill. Oh, I pushed it out of the corner. that's probably going to cost me the kill on it. Because, of course, with knockback, you need to pin those loot aliens in the corner. We did get it in the end, which is really nice. Any chance we can kill this tree? Didn't get it right at the end, but we did get 2 crates and 3 levels. Level 15 is a guaranteed level 3 level up, so we can get, hopefully, 6 melee damage. I'll take the book here. It's only 6 materials, and if we get fairy, it'll be really nice just to have one more unique level 1 item. We'll take a medal. Perfect. Here, lifesteal is not crazy to build, by the way, on this character. We do have a lot of attack speed, so that could be a lot of healing, but I think I need to roll for damage, although I will just take 9 dodge. 6 melee damage, perfect. We're not even guaranteed to see that 6 melee damage, and then here, 6 more melee damage, excellent. So now we're up to 33 melee damage, hitting for 24 damage a shot with good attack speed, so I think we're in decent shape. I will still take the Weird Ghost. I will, at this point, do I want a level 3 hand? I'm obviously buying these 2 other items. We get a 12 material discount on it because we get a free reroll, and it gives us some extra harvesting. And the level 3 hand does have faster attack speed, so I think I will buy the level 3 hand. Roll here. I will take a blindfold. Ugly Tooth. This is a character that probably does want Ugly Tooth because we just don't have the damage to kill elites. On the other hand, it slows my movement speed and makes it harder to dodge. It's a really interesting question on the Ugly Tooth. It also means that we're going to knock an enemy away with our knockback and slow them, meaning less time for us to hit them. You know, it takes longer for them to come back so we can actually hit them again. Very interesting question on the Ugly Tooth. I think I will buy it, but I'm going to focus on finding movement speed to offset that penalty. And then I'm going to buy the Spicy Sauce and Head Injury here. I obviously need move speed, and we're locking the Feather because we're at 49 dodge. We want to get to dodge cap. So I need to wait a little bit here, and so that we don't die because of the Weird Ghost. And there we go. We got a tree spawn, couple consumables, and that will fix our health very quickly. And I need to keep an eye out because, of course, this is a lure wave, so we should see some loot aliens spawning eventually. There's one. Push it into the corner if we can, and take it down. Get that tree, and then, come on, second loot alien. Where are you? One thing about Crash Zone is it's so much harder to see the loot aliens than it is on Abyssal Terrors. But we did find it in the end, and we were able to push it into the corner and take it out. Now, I do need to be careful because I'm taking a lot of hits, but that consumable healing with the jerky should keep me at full health. We got 2 crates. That's great. Incendiary Turret, I'm going to take. It's only 22 materials, and this will help us with clear speed. And Fishhook, obviously excellent. Cursed items will be very powerful for us. Let's reroll here, and just going to take 10% more attack speed. The more attack speed we get, the better. We will buy out this whole shop. With double Spicy Sauce, we actually could maybe build some like explosion radius to go with that. Because we've got 38 luck, not the most amazing, but we'll drop some consumables. I will take the medal here as well. Don't care about losing crit chance, and all those stats are amazing. We'll take Lost Duck, we'll roll. Mastery, I'm going to pick up as well. More flat melee damage is excellent. Little Frog, I don't need. The pickup range is pretty good, and the harvesting obviously is fine, but I don't want to lose dodge at all. And then, nice, we got a Big Arms. That's exactly what I'm looking for. The medal also gave us some movement speed, which is great. This is going to be a tough wave because the rib cages are just going to take forever to kill. Although we have the knockback from hand to push them away, which does mean that we won't, even as they get their bonus movement speed, it shouldn't be that big a deal. Oh, right, the Incendiary Turret is getting the bug where it's affected by range, so it's doing the, like, because we have such high negative range, it's doing the, like, little, sad little spurts of fire. You go get him, little buddy. I guess that's a reason not to buy the incendiary turret, because there's a bug where your range stat affects the incendiary turret, even though it's not supposed to affect the construct. It's just so funny every time. We didn't get a lot of kills that wave, but we have 123 harvesting, so we still made great money. We'll take 2 melee damage, of course, and then I think I am going to start building some lifesteal just to make sure that I can tank through incoming damage. We'll take the mastery and the big arms. Again, a massive increase to our damage output. We'll roll here. I actually think we might be able to kill the elite, not this wave, but on wave 15 with the silver bullet, because we've got great attack speed, our weapons do okay damage, and crown's going to be a lot of stats, so I'm definitely taking that. Let me check my damage against the elite. Nah, it's just not high enough. We're just going to stay away from it. I might have the damage to kill it, but this character, I think, is a difficult enough run that trying to kill the elite and then discovering halfway through that we can't is an easy way to lose the run. And this is one of the elites that's easiest to just run away from. You just don't have to fight it if you don't want to, so we're just going to play it safe here. Like, there's basically no need to ever try to kill this elite if you don't think that you can. Because, as you can see, its attack pattern is just centered around it, and it doesn't move very fast, so you can just move away from it. And try to get this loot alien, but it got pushed into the wrong corner. Okay, we did get it. Kill that big group of enemies as they spawn, and then clear out that tree. And we made it through the elite fight without too much difficulty. Ball and chain, our weapons attack so much faster than that, so although these stats are great, we're going to recycle the ball and chain. Okay, I'll take another funny, stubby incendiary turret. Take the injection here, and I gotta buy some movement speed, so we'll just take the 6 movement speed, and then we will take 6 more melee damage. Bloody Hand, we have a lot of regen, so that's totally fine, and the Bloody Hand damage would be significant. I'm definitely buying Crown, and I think I'm going to buy Silver Bullet. I will lock the Bloody Hand. I don't think we actually want the Dynamite. I know I mentioned that we could maybe buy it with the Spicy Sauce, but I think our weapons are good enough now that we don't have to try to do that. But I'm going to lock the Bloody Hand and see if we can get it cursed, because cursed Bloody Hand would just be incredible. We don't need the medical turret. Let me reroll here. I'll take a Mastery, and I'll lock a Mushroom. I'll do one more reroll to see if we can curse anything good. And cursed community support I would also be very happy with. So we've got 3 great items locked for our fishhook. So that seems like a very solid shop. Gonna drink some more coffee. And head on to the next wave. Oh, they're trying. So now we do 51 damage a pop with our hands here, which is actually great. Our damage output is quite significant because we have very solid attack speed. Would love it if we got the Bloody Hand cursed or the community support cursed. Whoops. Walked into like 4 attacks in a row. Okay, I'm walking into every attack. I need to back off and wait for some regen here because I had very poor movement there. One consumable will fix it, though, because our consumable healing is really, really high. We've got Jerky, so we can pre-heal as well before we take damage by picking up these consumables, and then we get the Jerky regen over the next 4 seconds, which lets me just, like, run into the middle of these enemies and still heal through all the incoming damage. I'll take the missile, and we'll take 9 dodge, going up to 59 dodge. Bloody Hand got cursed. Community support didn't, but we'll still buy it. Obviously, this is incredible 4 damage for every lifesteal we have, so this is going to be a massive increase to our damage. We are getting 68 bonus damage from the Bloody Hand. It does mean we take 1 damage a second, but that's fine. We've got 22 regen, or rather 25 regen. I'll leave the community support locked for 1 more wave. We don't need another Scared Sausage. 1 is enough to trigger the Ice Cube. 63 for a small harvesting upgrade. Not that important, but the attack speed buff on the hand at level 3 is relevant, so I will take that. I'll buy the beanie, I'll lock focus, and I'll lock a bowler hat as well. If this doesn't get cursed, I probably won't buy it, but if it does, then we will. This is another wave that I'm quite concerned about, because we don't have enough damage to one-shot the goobers when they spawn, especially if they spawn cursed. And our very short range, because we're playing the Brawler, does mean that it's a little more difficult for us to chase these guys down. Our high knockback, of course, means that we are going to push them away, so we're going to end up with a lot of goobers, especially cursed goobers, on the map, which can be quite dangerous. And because this is a healer wave as well, the high knockback on hands is really hurting us, because we're dealing damage to an enemy, pushing them away, and then they're getting healed up by the healers. So this is going to be a pretty dangerous wave for us. Luckily, our defensive stats and healing are excellent at this point, so we can mostly tank through it. But wave 14 on Crash Zone is obviously an extremely dangerous wave always, so happy to have made it through without too much drama there. I will take the boxing glove. I know I've been complaining about knockback this whole time, but it evens out our melee damage, which is pretty useful. Coral I'm going to recycle because I hate doing the tap move thing for Coral. And then I'll just take 15 luck here because it's a really nice high-level upgrade. Community support, even more damage for us. And I'll take the focus as well. I'm going to not bother with the bowler hat anymore. I will lock this hand to see if it can get cursed. We'll lock Baby Gecko for the same reason. Blood donation, I don't want. We've already got Bloody Hand. Taking 1 damage per second, not a big deal. Taking 2 damage a second can really start to put you under health pressure, so usually I don't like to have more than one of these items until I get like 100 regeneration. Gonna go to the next wave here. We also just don't need the harvesting, because we have tons, and we have a crown and everything. Going to this wave, this is not the easiest elite for us because it's going to stop moving, which means we have to stop moving to fight it, making it more difficult to dodge. But our damage output at this point is now excellent, so we were able to kill it very, very fast. Turns out, bonus attack speed, it's a good stat. Just killing elites is so much easier with a high attack speed character, so the Brawler, even with hands, is a really good character for killing elites. I had not tried this challenge run before, Brawler with hand, so, and I've heard a lot of people say that this run is impossible, so I guess now we know whether that's true or not. I'm gonna recycle the Ricochet. Obviously, we could still lose the run, but now we know it's pretty clear at this point that it's possible, at least. We're gonna take the Lifesteal here, and then I got the Baby Gecko cursed. I'll keep upgrading hand. I'll roll. I'll take the Lost Duck. I would buy Dodge just to get the one. Getting slightly over dodge cap helps us with like items that reduce our dodge. If we find another weird food, we'll take it. But I don't want to lose armor. With 4 armor, that's the stat that we are most worried about right now. I'll buy out this whole shop, because this gets me 2 free rerolls with the Dangerous Bunny and the shop roll. I'll take Metal Plate, because like I said, that's the stat we care about the most, is armor. And then, do I lock Alien Worm? Yeah, my max HP is pretty low, and we might get it cursed, so I'll lock that. I'll lock Incendiary Turret, just because I'm enjoying the goofy Incendiary Turrets. And we'll lock the hand to see if we can get it cursed. I probably won't buy the turret if it doesn't get cursed, but with Fishhook, you should just lock stuff. Now that we got that Metal Plate, we're in much better shape defensively as well. Even that 2 armor turns our 60 HP into a lot more effective HP. So very, very happy to have seen that item there. Another healer wave as well. We've got to try to kill the healers because our damage is decent at this point, but still dealt somewhat slowly and over time and involves a lot of knockback, which of course is hard to deal with when there's healers on the field. That said, we don't really need to kill stuff that badly anymore because we have so much harvesting and we have crown and everything, so any materials we get from killing enemies are kind of just a bonus. I'll take robot arm. This will only tick 3 times, right? 17, 18, 19, but 9 melee damage for minus 3 HP is still a great deal. I will take alien magic as well because I want both of these stats, and then I actually don't really need more attack speed, but maybe it's still the best thing anyways. I think I'm just going to take the regen though. Nothing here got cursed, so I will go up to a level 4 hand. Normally, by the way, you want to upgrade to level 4 hands rather than level 3 hands for more harvesting, but this character cares more about the damage output. Which is why we've been doing this more evenly. Riposte, an amazing find. That's going to be a huge amount of additional damage for us. Things like Riposte and Rip and Tear that scale off our melee damage and don't involve our weapon attacks are actually super valuable for this character. Take a Cyclops Worm. I will lock a Mammoth, of course. Then we'll do a reroll. Padding I'll lock, and Blood Leech, probably worth locking anyways. We'll buy as well. We'll buy that if it gets cursed. I might buy it anyways. Actually, I'm going to buy it anyways because we have Bloody Hand, so we want all the lifesteal we can get. Just punting these rib cages around like balloons. So here's something that I am generally curious about. I watch a lot of like British panel shows like Taskmaster and stuff like that. And something that I've noticed, this is a question for my British audience, is that British people are very afraid of balloons popping. And I have never noticed that in Canada or in America. So I'm curious as to where that originates. If you have any insight, let me know. But it comes up very frequently in those British comedy shows. I will take the saltwater. Obviously, cursed saltwater is excellent, and the bonus movement speed is going to be great here as well. Let's roll, and I will take 10% more attack speed. I'll take the Mammoth. I guess I'll buy the 2 cursed items. I don't think we need the 20 melee damage to be able to kill this elite, so we'll just take the 2 cursed items there. We'll buy both of these, and then I'm going to roll, and then we can lock 2 more things to see if we get more cursed stuff. Gonna back off just a little bit because I took a bunch of hits, and yeah, if I get 1 consumable, we should be able to run back into the elite here. Maybe I did need the 20 damage to comfortably fight this elite, because this is a more difficult fight than I thought it would be. Just the healers keep boosting everything's HP, so we're just so unable to get enemy kills. All right, we did manage to take it out though. No. I hate when the loot alien gets buffed. It takes so long to kill it, especially with high knockback like this. It's a good thing our defensive stats are good because I'm not even making the slightest effort to dodge these enemy attacks at this point. There's just too much stuff on the field on wave 18 here. I'm just running around. That's why we built all those defenses. Sure, we'll take a lighthouse. The engineering isn't that relevant, but more cursed items. Kraken's Eye, perfect. That gets us to 100 HP, and the explosion damage, going to be very relevant as well. Also, it will trigger off our Bloody Hand, so we'll get an explosion every 2 seconds on average. And then here, I think I'm just taking more melee damage. There's the Mammoth and the Mastery. That's perfect. And then we will continue to upgrade more hands. We'll lock this one, I'll lock this one, and Ashes we can use as well. Since we're gonna buy it going into wave 20, it's just all upside. It'll actually offset the range penalty almost completely, or completely if it gets cursed. Cursed Hand is nice because it increases the damage scaling as well, so suddenly the damage of the hands goes up quite a bit.
I'm kind of just vibing in this last wave. Like, we've done the hard work, and now we can just run around. We're more or less immune to enemy damage. Obviously, more armor would go a long way as well, because when we take a hit, it's still a pretty significant hit, but our healing and defensive stats are so good at this point that we can just kind of run around. Take the tree here. I'm going to roll for armor. Yeah, I'll take 12 movement speed, though. That's a pretty big boost to our ability to chase down and kill the bosses. We'll take the hand here. I think it's, let's see, so if I upgrade to a level 4 hand, the level 4 hand does have much better attack speed, but the level 2 has worse. But I think it is still increased damage to buy the level 2 here. We'll take the ashes. I don't need the sunglasses. Let's reroll. Don't really need the tree either, but I'll take a goat skull. Roll again. Acid. I don't care about the 8 max HP particularly. I don't think I care about the 2 regen here either. 2 lifesteal definitely is helpful, and then we'll roll again. Alright, the mastery would have been really nice, but let's do a quick reroll here, and another one just for fun. And yeah, we'd have bought the hand as well, but overall, I think we are in excellent shape going into the boss fight. So let's see if we can win this ultimate challenge run with Brawler in hand. Something tells me that we will be able to. And there we go. We have defeated the bosses. Brawler with hands. I have seen a lot of people say that this run is impossible, so there you go. You're welcome. We did get this early baby squid, which was phenomenal. This was a tremendous find for the character, which gave us a lot more. Not only did this help us, tank, it also boosted our economy massively because we were able to just tank damage that we wouldn't have been able to take without it. And we didn't have to spend money on regen or healing early. But so the baby squid was incredible. Obviously a great item if you get it early, but especially good for this character. The strategy of completely ignoring economy and defense and just hard rolling for melee damage made a lot of sense, I think, and worked perfectly. This character has tons of base attack speed, so it multiplies the melee damage a ton, even though hand has only 1 base damage and 50% scaling. Just buying a lot of melee damage to go with that attack speed was excellent. Scars were great. The Peaceful Bees, despite costing us melee damage, were good, because of course they boost our dodge. The Scared Sausage worked out because we picked it up from a box and then got Ice Cube. 33k damage from Spicy Sauce was not bad either. And let's see, what else did we get? The Incendiary Turrets, despite their difficulties, dealt 50k damage, so they helped pretty well with clear speed. The Fishhook was great. It got us a Cursed Silver Bullet and a Cursed Bloody Hand and a Cursed Community Support after some rolling. So this Fishhook really overperformed what Fishhook usually does, for me at least. Focus, of course, excellent, lots of damage. What else? Dangerous Bunny saved us 106, so that was a great purchase as well, because of course that's 106 and then reducing the price of every subsequent reroll, so that's a lot of saved materials. And the Kraken's Eye for 26k damage was good as well. Alright, my friends, that is yet another quote-unquote impossible run down, and we have done it again. So, the win streak maintained. Hope you enjoyed the video, and of course if you have, feel free to leave a comment and hit like. Helps me out with the algorithm, so I appreciate you taking the time to do that. And you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy game analysis. Cheers, friends. I'll catch you next time.